Sure everything's coming in clear. How's it going, everyone? Let me know if my audio is okay. I'm just walking over to the car right now. I'm just walking on over. I am getting coffee, and my battery is not dead. I'll be approaching the car in a couple of seconds, and I'll try not to get run over. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, city, state, country. I'll read some places out as I try not to get run over here on the way to the car, in a quieter spot. Jackie from St. Martin, jealous. Richmond, Raymond, how's it going from Toronto? How's it going? Hot and sunny in the Ozarks today. 20 Celsius. I am late. A little bit late, indeed. Messi, how's it going from Montreal? Mon and me. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, Tesla related. And I'm just a couple of steps away from the car here now. But we've got a lot to talk about Tesla related. Mark from Nunavut. How's it going, Mark, my friend from Nunavut? One day I will meet you up there, I promise. Chadwick, how's it going from Cleveland? Gene from Singapore. Cape Cod Bay, high tide. Very nice. Muskegon, Michigan. How's my pronunciation today, Rob? All right, let's talk Tesla. Hold on. Orientation is locked. Why does it keep saying... Or am I just sideways to you guys? I hope not. Maybe I'll just hold my phone like this. So let's talk Tesla, folks. You guys might think I'm not prepared, but I was spending the last little bit jotting down some notes on what to talk about. And Brian, how's it going from SoCal? Redwood City, California, Ronald. Highline upgrades guesses. Yeah, I mean, that's a big one, actually. Pardon me, Brand is bringing it up, because obviously Elon was in China. I don't think we've spoken on live since then. Elon was in Shanghai, hadn't tweeted the whole time he was there, very respectful of the CCP's rules. And it seems like there are some upgrades coming with the Model 3 there, maybe a newer design. They're trying to clear out inventory as we speak. I think the big news of the last couple of days was that all Model 3s now qualify for a $7,500 federal credit, and starting in 2024 it'll come off at point of sale. That's a big one, obviously, because now in some states, when you couple that with state incentives, you can get a Model 3 for less than 30 grand. For example, Oregon, I believe. That's crazy. You know, we're at the point now with prices, rebates, everything, that you no longer have to really justify, well, if you take in consideration gas savings and maintenance, it's at a point where at the point of sale already, we're talking about cars being cheaper, right? Leopoldo, San Francisco. Michael from Austria, how's it going? Rolo. I know this stream's kind of funny, but I promise I'll bring it back to a little bit more professional here now that I'm sitting down, not running around. I did get my coffee. Thanks for asking. I hope you have your juju. I hope you have your coffee. Let's talk about Tesla. Let's talk about stock markets. And let's talk about last week for a second. Okay. And I'll pretend like I've memorized all these numbers, okay? Because I'm going to hold it behind my phone. So last week, Tesla up 16%. Great week for Tesla. The stock market, generally speaking, the NASDAQ, the Qs, up only 4%. So Tesla outperforming the general market by 4-1. Okay? Great week, right? By all objective metrics, even subjective. Throw in that $7,500 rebate news. The last month, though, so trailing that last month, last 30 days, Tesla's up 32%, and the NASDAQ is up only 12%. So still really good, less than a 4-1, but more than a 2-1 outperformance for Tesla. Almost a 3-1, right? Outperformance. Nicholas, how's it going from Invest Against Grain? I see you in the comments. So check this out. Check this out, though. Year to date, right? And I get it. Year to date is a very, I'm not going to say a subjective point to start from because it's January 1st, but it is just cherry picking a little bit. But year to date stats: Tesla is up 97% year to date. I had to do a double glance on this. I had to go, wait, hold on, because Tesla essentially pretty much bottom on the first trading day of this year? It seems like it did. Tesla's up 97% year to date. Folks, we're not even halfway through the, well, no, now we're halfway through the year now, but folks, halfway through the year, pretty good. But the stock market, the NASDAQ, is up 34%. So if we follow a 2-to-1 beta there, Tesla should only be up 68%. Tesla's up 97%, right? So a great outperformance. But now here's where we get to the ugly stat that I've written down. It's that last column there. It's the trailing 1 year stock performance for Tesla. Can anyone guess without looking? All right, and I'm going to wait. Can anyone guess what is Tesla's trailing 1 year stock performance in percentage? The 1 year metric. Don't look this up. I'm going to wait for some comments to roll through. I will tell you the NASDAQ's performance in that time frame, and maybe that'll help you. The NASDAQ is up 15% in the trailing 1 year. In the trailing 1 year. What is NASDAQ? What is Tesla's performance in the trailing 1 year? Nicholas says minus 50%. Brand says minus 35%. Christian says minus 40%. Minus 50, minus 47. Shai says 69. How's it going, Xander? Minus 20 or something. So far, no one's gotten it. I will say this. Let me just give you all the details again. In the trailing 1 year, the NASDAQ is up 15%. Up 15%, the NASDAQ. What is Tesla's stock performance in the trailing 1 year in the same time frame? Eval says 0%. Brian says guessing minus 50. And no one looking it up. I appreciate that no one's looking this up. Michael says minus 35. Minus 420, minus 60. Okay, no one's gotten it. I'll give it to you now. Minus 10%. Judging by the reactions in the comments, I expected some people to say positive, you know, like plus 10%, plus 20%. Minus 10% is Tesla's 1 year, as of today, 1 year performance. It's kind of weird, right? Because in that same time frame, Apple is up 23%. And the NASDAQ, like I said 5 times already, NASDAQ is up 15%. So Tesla is down, I guess you could say only 10%, but still, I was a little bit surprised to go, okay, hold on. Tesla's essentially flat for the trailing 1 year. So that's interesting. You know, I know a lot of people in the comments were saying minus 30%, minus 40, and I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I thought you guys were going to be more bullish and say Tesla's up 10% year over year, because I'm not sure if you agree with this, but it feels like to me that the Tesla community with the stock price is getting a little bit not overexcited, but maybe overexcited. And of course, it's awesome. In you know, trailing year to date, we're 97% up. Last month, we're 32. And I guess when you've gotten kicked in your teeth so many times, it's awesome to be able to celebrate. But it is funny that in the last year, we're essentially flat. We've had a lot of roller coasters up and down, obviously, but essentially we're flat. That's interesting. Jan says, well, that's 1 year loss then. Well, I guess if you just objectively look at Tesla by the stock price, but that's up to you. Beach says, on the launch pad, ready for takeoff. Perhaps. Raymond says, probably most expressing their own portfolio performance. Well, depending if you bought, how much you bought on the dip, or if you bought on the dip, you could obviously be outperforming year-to-date performance. I know a lot of people are getting back into options now, and I've gotten some requests on Twitter. Yash, can you start talking about options again? And on the Discord, I do talk about options, order flow. If there's anything unusual, I will bring it up every now and then. But as you guys know, I've essentially stopped trading options in the meantime while the Fed was doing what the Fed's doing, essentially breaking everything. Will I come back to it? I'll see. It's more of a time management thing as well for me. But as you guys know, the heart and soul of this channel is options. We love talking about options. Even if you don't trade options, options paint a picture into a stock. They give, it's obviously it's the derivative of the stock, but it paints a picture. It gives us signals. It shows us what big money might be doing or trying to show that they want to do. And so obviously options will still make it into this channel. Nico says, Yash, next 1K break live stream will be wild. If you know, you know. Well, it's interesting. I mean, how long has it been since that $1,000 stream that we had? Man, that was a crazy stream. Okay, was anyone here for? I know a lot of people were in here for that. Drop me a comment if you were in for that stream, for that $1,000 infamous, pretty famous Tesla stock day that we had. I see a lot of people that I remember are in here, but I'm curious to know if you were in here or not for that stream. We will go back, and actually I made a Twitter bet yesterday. I tweeted out saying that I haven't been to the barber in over 12 years or whatever, and then someone said, "Yeah, well you got to show us how to cut your own hair." And now I'm a little bit over analyzing my hair, but so I think it was DeBooster was like, "Yeah, you got to live stream how to show us how to cut your hair." And I said, "Sure, when Tesla passes $1,000, I will happily stream that." I got some chuckles on that. Yeah, Martin says they're there. Messi, Jan, I think Jan, you were. Tyrone, Marty, Chadwick, Mimi, Xander, Michael, David. Yep. I see a lot of, you know what, by the way, I appreciate everyone tuning in on a Sunday. You guys could be anywhere, hanging out, going to church, walking the dog, walking the kids, at the park, at the restaurant, inside crying, reading a book. I don't know, but you could be doing anything, and yet you're here watching an idiot like me live stream from his car talking about Tesla. But I appreciate that, as always. But let's talk moving forward. So there's some news that came out, and shout out to Tardy for bringing this to my attention on Discord just before I went live. The U.S. Treasuries are set to, as of Monday, start draining liquidity again, and massively so. They're going to be issuing bonds, and essentially, the whole thesis here is that liquidity is going to get drained out. It accelerated, like massively accelerated, moving as of Monday, tomorrow, moving forward. Now, the issuance of bonds in and of themselves obviously lower the prices of bonds, increase supply. Lowering the price of bonds increases the yields, obviously. So it's kind of a double whammy there on that side. It's one of those scenarios where I'm not sure if we are just being led astray by mainstream media on this issue, fear-mongering, scaremongering, whatever, or if it's certain that this is actually going to have a direct one-on-one effect. Essentially, what I'm trying to figure out is this already priced in? For what it's worth, a lot of the job numbers that we're having, job numbers are showing strong. Generally speaking, wage numbers are even showing strong. But what's happening is when they're getting revised a couple of weeks later, a month later, they're getting revised very ugly. Like we're talking, I think a wage, I think last wage print was a 5% wage growth, and it got revised negative just, I think, this week. So I'm not saying they're playing games with the economic data, but there's a lot of game playing with the economic data. It's hard to say what's right, what's wrong at the moment. I'm not sure. Hold on, Messi's comment here. Steve says, I'm listening to a baseball game. Tennis isn't on the menu. Nice. Gene says, 2:17 a.m. in Singapore, was going to sleep until I saw the notification of your live stream. Shout out to Gene and everyone listening in Singapore. That's crazy. So late. 8:15 p.m. watching in Europe, watching tennis, says Michael. Hold on. Let's see here. So anyways, all that to say is the macro shenanigans are not behind us, right? The macro shenanigans are not behind us. I know, guys, it feels like stock market's rallying, everything's awesome again, Nvidia's carrying everything up, but let's not jump the gun. We still got, I think, until October. And I was going to say September, and I'm thinking September, but remember, everyone pretty much goes away for the summer. All hedge fund managers, all portfolio managers, they're in the Hamptons for the summer, right? September, and that month of September usually is pretty ugly. So I'm saying to October is really the month to watch. And Tyler brings up real estate as well, and Elon says, he is laughing at. Elon says real estate's about to crash. I guess we'll find out, but give it a little bit more. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet, in my opinion. The dog days of summer. That's right. Xander says, I have sold calls that I hope I can clear next week. So a breathe on the stock would appreciate it. It feels like the market has been waiting for the Fed long enough. Yes, but remember, in the beginning, if you look at this on a timeline, the beginning portion of this was, what is the Fed going to do? And now we're on the portion of what will happen from what the Fed did 6 months ago. We're in that lagged timeline effect now. So it's no longer so much about what the Fed might do, because everyone thinks for the most part they are done, albeit there's a 33% chance for a 25 basis point hike coming up here. Forget about that, right? But let's just say the Fed stops. Now everyone's not waiting for what the Fed will do, but now everyone's waiting for how the economy has the lagged effects from what the Fed did a year ago. That's the issue. Raymond says commercial real estate much more risk than residential. Yes, we had this debate last week about work from home, and I got some comments from people that were thinking I was totally like hating on work from home. Not the case. I was just making a case for against work from home in the same way that I can make a case for work from home. That was quite the heated topic. I didn't realize that. It's kind of a loaded term, work from home now, isn't it? Thank you, Mimi. Appreciate that. Mimi says, please hit the like, show support for Yash. Appreciate that, Mimi. Thank you. I hope you got your, I haven't checked Discord to see if you're back on, but hopefully you have got that all sorted out. If not, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to look into it. I knew I was wondering in the back of my head, I was like, where Mimi hasn't commented for a little bit here. Thank you, Per Johan, for the super chat. In October 2021, I was in a restaurant with my family and took a look at the phone at Tesla stock, 1,234.56. Took a screenshot. Did you tweet this at me? I feel like someone tweeted this at me with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the live stream. It's crazy. So what is that split adjusted? 3 times down. So about 460 or something. I can't do the math on the spot. 440. I don't know. Yeah, good times. Hey, but here's the thing. If Nvidia has given us any hope, it's that in this market where essentially the macro rules, where this market, the macro rules, everyone knows this, right? The Fed rules everything. Nvidia gives us this hope, where the short-term hope, even if you care for it, that the market actually can, on good enough earnings data, rally a stock massively. For Nvidia to close at $700 billion market cap and to open up the next day at $1 trillion market cap is a lot of money. And a lot of sentiment change. Like, that doesn't just happen with, and of course they've revised revenue from 7 to 11 billion, massive revision in revenue. But if Tesla comes out with FSD, Robotaxi network, Dojo as a service, Tesla bot, whatever you want to talk about, Tesla Energy starts showing massive revenue upticks, at least we have this hope in the market where Tesla can still rally, albeit as an individual stock, against the general macro sentiment. Todd says, I believe all real estate will crash. Normally when interest rates go up, prices go down. So far, not happening. Oh, sorry, I hit the brake on the car. It reminds me of the housing bubble in U.S. around 06. I don't think it's the same analogy at all, because we don't have the systemic issue in housing in particular as there was in the 08 dot-com bubble, or not dot-com bubble, the 08 crash with the mortgage-backed securities and the predatory lending. I don't think it's the same scenario. And another big thing is, I just think with real estate, we often make a general blanket statement about real estate. And we say, real estate sucks. Real estate's going to crash. Real estate's very hyper-local. A neighborhood that you live in might be very different than 5 kilometers, 5 miles down the road with another neighborhood with a lot of supply coming down the road. It's so hyper-localized that blanket statements from the media are, I think they do what they're supposed to do, and that's generally speaking fear-monger a little bit. But I do agree with obviously interest rates. But you know what's funny is, up here in Canada, I can only speak to our market, interest rates have obviously gone up in lockstep with the U.S. essentially. We've paused a little bit earlier. But if you look at year-to-date prices, year-to-date, the housing market here is up about 10 or 15%. Prices are up, right? Prices, right? In this market. Of course, volumes are down, but even volumes are picking up now. So against all odds, because of the lack of supply in this area, prices are up. Kind of interesting. Dino says, "Can I get a Discord invite?" Any channel member above $5 a month or more, or Patreon member on any level gets instant Discord access. It's all automated. It's all connected through. So feel free to support if you want, but we just have that in, not because I don't want everyone there. It's a good way for us to filter out, especially in the beginning portion of this channel's history, filter out people from spam. We got this one guy last month who joined, believe this or not, joined Patreon for all of 5 minutes, joined. I said, welcome to him, became a Patreon member, proceeded to add everyone in our Discord as personal members, pretended to be me, and started asking them about financial WhatsApping him or whatever, like some scammer. So scammers are going to massive lengths now to actually get access to this sort of stuff. So in lieu of that, we don't want that into the Discord, and Discord can kind of get a little bit bogged down with that sort of stuff. And obviously it helps support the channel, but no pressure. I'm not going to force anyone to do it. Tony says, Yash, have you heard of that Canadian YouTuber named Living in Tesla? I believe so. Do I follow him on Twitter? I might, but I think so. I think I follow him on Twitter. Let's see here. Michael says, Yash got thrown up by your wife for streaming. No, so here's the thing. Every Sunday morning, I like to go get a coffee. I like to go read and just calm down, right? As you guys know, I follow my Friday. Who remembers my Friday advice? You guys probably haven't heard of it for a while, but remember, I say Friday, put away your phones. Ironic. Put away your phones for the weekend, go hang out, go for a walk, go in nature. For me, it's getting a coffee and reading a book, sitting down, relaxing before the week ahead. That's what I generally like to do. I've been giving that up, obviously, for the Sunday live streams for a little bit. And I said, how can I have my cake and eat it too? And so this is kind of my hybrid, where I'll go do that in the morning, and then I'll come in the car to stream. I hope that's okay with everyone. Yeah, 300 Billy. I hope so, chat. That'd be fun. I didn't get an invite. Yes. So anyways, the point is, with the stock market the way it is today, it's funky. I think the best way that I almost look at the stock market right now, it's very lumpy. And that's because I'm visualizing it almost like a pizza dough, you know, where usually when the market's good, generally all good, generally all bullish. If it's bearish, it's generally very all bearish. And this market there's some goods, there's some bads. Hard to paint with a general brush stroke against the entire market at the moment. I think the only stock close to Tesla's performance last week was Palantir. I think Palantir was up about 16%, 15% versus Tesla's 16%. And I know people are getting on the Palantir bull trade again. And I think I had some Palantir, but I sold it to buy more Tesla. But definitely sold out at a loss, I feel like. But I'm not sure if Palantir will get to that point that Tesla's at anytime soon. JL says, I like the Friday live streams better. I do as well, JL. It's not that I want to stream over the Friday stream. It's just that I have to, considering my schedule now. So, yeah. It's either this or I don't have a scheduled live stream and I just do it ad hoc. Like I just pick up the phone and I stream. And I'm a little bit, like for me, I need the schedule. I need the time. I need like the set accountability and people messaging me about, hey, like if I didn't show up for the Sunday live stream, I hope at least one person would message me and be like, Yash, are we not going live? So that kind of keeps me honest and keeps me accountable. But of course, I like to stream. I'm thinking of for my midday streams during the week or my midday videos during the week, I'm thinking, why don't I just go live for those? And that way I don't have to upload it. I don't have to make a new title, a new thumbnail. I just go live. And then it's auto uploaded. I can read out comments. And I usually have about an hour that I can kill anyways. So, Yeah, I feel that. Tony says, I don't understand what Palantir does, and every explanation I heard makes it sound more and more sinister, like the dark side sorcery. Here's my elevator pitch of Palantir from a non-Palantir investor and a non-educated Palantirer. Okay, they take data from the CIA, FBI, foreign intelligence agencies. They have machine learning, and they can have predictive analysis, modeling based on that, and essentially they can run theories and spy on people. That's my bottom of the line, what I have in my head when I think Palantir, and that's why it makes it a little bit harder for me. I'm sure someone is a huge Palantir bull is going to vehemently disagree with that, and probably so, but that's just my impression of it. Thanks, JL. Maybe says this is the perfect end of the week. Palantir is hype. Okay, so Raymond says Tesla must have checked with the IRS before they announced the Model 3 qualified for a $7,500 tax credit. That's huge news, and I talked about this in the beginning of the stream. But I'm guessing there's been some sort of rule change that applies across the board. Tesla's been open to start advertising it moving forward. Messi's comment keeps on showing. I don't know why it says it's hiding. Awesome. I'm gonna add Messi as a. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. So, anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Any questions for the week ahead? I talked about the bonds a little bit, although I need to get more educated on that to speak at it for longer than 5 minutes. It seems like that'll be the going narrative moving forward for this week. The stock market is still generally strong, but let's see if that changes that. Tony says there's a theory that all the LFPs are now in mega packs, and the short-range Model 3s have gone back to Panasonic's 2170s. Well, here in Canada, all Model 3s, which is one behind me as well, are now, sorry, I'm not going to say all of them, but but we are importing new Teslas from Shanghai into here. And that makes sense because why would you export from the US when you can just sell domestically and get the new tax rebates for battery assembly and battery packs? So why ship them out of the US when you can just sell them within the US, get them from Shanghai and fulfill demand in China that way? But I do demand from China that way. But I do wonder if that's going to hurt margins at all, start having to now ship from China into Canada. But I guess now that I think about it, I don't think the Canadian market is massive. So yes. LFP is a better chemistry for most EV owners. I think mine is nickel, NMC, nickel, magnesium, cobalt. I think it's a 2021 Model 3 from Fremont. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That should be an NMC, right? BC West Coast saying sent a few pictures and videos of the ship that came in a few weeks ago. Second ship is coming in today. Very, very nice. Tony says Canadian market is around the same size as Australia and New Zealand. No, I think it might be smaller than that. We have our population is about 35 million Canadians. I don't know how many Tesla sells up here exclusively, but I'll tell you what. If I put this camera outside of this car, or just people driving by, I bet you will see at least a couple of Teslas before we end the stream. Case in point, the person behind me parked. Shipping is a lot cheaper and easier these days. That's true, Michael. That's a good point. Oh, not today. Soon. Gotcha. Warren says, do I think Tesla will hit the 20% auto gross margin this quarter? That's the big question again for this earnings call. Do Tesla? So if Tesla hits 20% gross margins ex ZEV credits, that we know, okay, Tesla's margins have bottomed. Some cost savings have come in. Some cost reductions have come in from the new factories. Great. Am I bullish on that happening just yet? I don't know. I think we might have a scratch with last quarter, if not a few basis points under with margin again. I don't think it's totally of this year that we start seeing the influx, the influx back up for gross margins. I hope I'm wrong, but that is the next signal for the market to be like, okay, well, Teslas have lowered prices dramatically. The effective price to get a Tesla now is like under 30,000 in some states, and the margins have bottomed. Tesla's true margins might be in the 20s. That's the conversation that Wall Street needs to have. What do you guys think? Chat saying yes. Alex, talk to a little bit about Palantir, but honestly, I'm probably too ignorant to keep talking about it. Xander says probably won't hit 20, probably 17. Seems like a stretch this quarter, highly unlikely. Tony says someone in a Prius rear-ended my Model Y while parked. First thing I saw when looking at the Tesla cam footage was another Model Y driving on the same street in the opposite direction. Oh, yikes. That's why you got to have Sentry mode on. Here, I'll show you. Let me just turn this camera. So make sure you have Sentry mode on at all times. We've learned the hard way that if you don't have this on, you miss out. And if you don't know what Sentry mode is, I'll quickly show it to you here. I've come back into this parked car. Anytime there's any events, I'm doing like a little Tesla demo here now. Tesla will auto clip these. They'll put a little red dot here. So you'll see this guy essentially walked in front of the car. Yes, that triggers the Sentry mode, and you can look around to see if there's anything else. No, there wasn't. And you delete this. And you essentially have to go through this kind of annoyingly. So this guy's just unpacking whatever he is doing. He's just minding his own business, but of course that triggers my Sentry mode. And it's this guy. Man, is this guy moving or something? What is happening with this guy? Shout out to this guy. Maybe he's guys watching my stream. I don't know. But anyways, that's the annoying part. That's the annoying part, is how many Sentry modes sometimes you can come back to in the car, and you have to watch them one by one. It's kind of laggy. You have to delete them. I'd rather just get alerted on my phone. New Sentry mode event. I can go on my phone, quickly drag through, delete remotely. That's what I want. That's the next feature that I'm gonna beg Elon for on Twitter. Yes, Tony says, I remember to clear your hard drive. That's true. That's what happened. I think I told this story a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if I did on stream or not, but my mom got into a rear end situation, very light. Everything's fine. But her USB drive was full. Tesla needs to enable deleting of the old clips and rewriting over it, if that's possible, moving forward. Because their USB had been full for quite some time. They got lazy, they forgot, and of course when they needed it the most, they didn't have it. Tyler, how's it going? Thoughts on James Stevenson saying over 500K deliveries in Q2? I'm gonna have to watch his video. I got the Patreon alert this morning that he has a new video out, but that seems high. But prices have gone down dramatically. The rebates, I'm sure, make a difference. And to be fair, we got some time. Hold on. We got a month left into June. A full month. Suppose anything's possible, but I'm gonna have to do some more DD on that. 500K. So 400, 500. Yeah. I mean, Tesla would have to do that anyways, quarters 3 and 4. To hit their run rate. So too much energy consumed. Interesting. Martin, mine only probably uses maybe 0.5% an hour, maybe, if that. Brand says, does Sentry mode record audio? I think it does, but I have to pull out the USB and put it on my computer for that, I believe, but I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure if it does. Someone might know the answer to that. Let's see here. Yes, says, how hot is it in Canada? Where I live, I can't go outside right now. Too hot. You must be on the East Coast. Here's how hot it is. It is currently 20 degrees Celsius. What earbuds are those? I hope my audio is okay. Green, these are BioPlay EX Bang & Olufsen's. Yeah, the car should warn. To be fair, I think it does warn you if it's getting close to full and it says it can't record, but after a certain while, it just stops alerting about that. Okay, no audio. No audio. What is that in American? 68, sorry. Thanks, Tyler. Okay, sorry, I forgot about that. Most of you guys are Americans or use the non-metric system. All right, much love. Honestly, it is getting very hot in this car. I am baking up like a chihuahua on a hot summer's day. Although, fun fact, Elon said this last quarter, no child or car or dog has ever died from overheating in a Tesla due to that little camera right there sensing someone in here and lowering the price, and obviously cabin overheating protection. Turn the AC on. That's true, I could. Actually, I'm actually a pretty good percentage on battery, and I'm 71%. I am very bad with keeping my battery loaded up, so in general I could. That would seem chilly. Okay, it's 20 degrees, but to be fair, I'm in the shade. Out here, it's probably like 25, which is, I don't know, like 80 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever it is down there. No climate control. All right, guys, fine. Any more questions? I'm going to turn up the windows, hotbox myself in, and turn the AC on. I think the audio might, let me know if the audio suffers though, because it might. Okay, the AC is on, max cooling. I'm baking in here like a, if I was a dog, what kind of dog would I be? I might regret asking this question. I wonder what dog, I definitely wouldn't be a Chihuahua. I don't think I'm small enough, cute enough for that. I don't know. Anyways, don't answer that. Martin says, what do you think is the next Tesla catalyst? Other than margins bought. By the way, is the audio okay? I feel like now the audio, okay. Because now like the wind's blowing and I feel like I don't want to mess up everyone's audio. I feel like the next catalyst, other than margins bottoming, is going to be Cybertruck. Cybertruck delivers, because I think that opens up a whole new market for Tesla owners, but also Tesla investors. There's a group of people right now that I think don't invest in Tesla because they think of it as kind of just like this EV green company. They don't care about this sort of stuff. But when the Cybertruck comes out, I think it'll convert a lot of those people. Okay, audio's good? Okay, good. A poodle, really? Oh, come on. Maybe a poodle because I'm so well put together and I have curly hair. I'll take it. Tony says, compare the effectiveness of these advertising methods for Tesla's context. TV, social media, product placement, retail expansion, billboards, physical, media. Interesting question, Tony. I'll say at the top of this is probably going to be social media. Tesla already gets a lot of product placement organically. Go watch any Hallmark Christmas movie and you'll see every other Hallmark movie, you'll see a Tesla. Don't ask how I know that stat. It's irrelevant. But every other Hallmark movie you will watch will have a Tesla in it, usually a Model S. I think I'm going to put in social media at the top of this. Facebook, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, I think would do wonders for Tesla on their order books. TV, I'm not so sold on. I don't think people like TV ads. I don't think people even watch TV ads with PVR today. The only TV ads I see right now are GMC Sierra or, you know, this stupid other car. I just don't love it. Retail expansion, I think you mean by opening up new countries and whatnot. Perhaps. I think India might be decent. Billboards, physical media. That one, I don't know. Here's the thing though, only a couple of those can you actually measure, tangibly speaking, Tesla's incremental order book revenue, and that is social media. All of the other placements that you talk about, you cannot measure the direct effect of advertising on. So, plant-based hot dog. Cybertruck launch event, yes. A loyal lab. Thank you, Jane. That's a very nice dog. I love labs. A chocolate lab, a black lab, love them. A French poodle, to be clear. Okay, it sounds like a waterfall. Oh no, does it really? Okay, hold on. Folks, you guys are gonna kill me. If I put this thing up to 20 and all of a sudden it's not cold anymore, you guys might just catch on live stream. Tesla YouTuber overheats. Let me drink some liquids. Martin says, I still think the average American has no idea about the EV tax credit. Generally speaking, yes. I think I tweeted this out. Follow me if you want at Hey It's Yashu on Twitter. A guaranteed bad time. But I talked to this, so someone I work with got into a car accident. They got their car a total write-off. It was a Mercedes something, and they got a $40,000 check essentially. Okay. So they got a $40,000 check. They come up to me and they start asking about EVs. They're saying, "Oh, Audi has one, blah blah blah, this one." And I start telling them about Teslas. They obviously know, generally speaking, about Teslas, but I start informing them more. A couple of weeks later, they've ordered a Model Y. A couple of weeks after that, they get their Model Y. 2 or 3 weeks after. He comes up to me after taking delivery of his Model Y a day later and says, I just don't get why anyone wouldn't buy a Tesla. It just doesn't make any sense for anyone to buy any other car. And this is a guy who's mostly a luxury Mercedes type of guy. I don't think he really cares about EVs that much. Not like he's an environmentalist or someone who cares about electric and driving electric. He just cares about cars. And he's like, man, with the gas savings, with the effective cost, with the rebates that we have, it just doesn't make any sense. And this is some guy, and by the way, this guy knows nothing about me or this channel, nothing. He knows that I drive a Tesla, but that's it. That's where it kind of stops and starts. So, okay, you can still hear fine. Okay, great. Stay cool. I'm at 20 degrees. So staying fine. Xander says, what are your thoughts on the latest FSD build? Generally speaking, they look like progress has been made. Of course, there's still edge cases. I am very, very excited to start getting the FSD trial. As you guys know, I don't have the FSD package on this car. And in Canada, we don't have the FSD subscription. But folks, I really want to try this new FSD build. And Elon said, soon enough, we'll all get a 1-month trial for this in North America. So I'm pretty close to that. I'm kind of tired of vicariously living through Homar's catalog, Omar's videos or Chuck's videos. I want to experience it and have some dedicated hours myself in the FSD build. I'm kind of itching for it now. I would be a Landseer Canadian breed. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that one. I don't know what that dog looks like. Ye says, do you wear sunscreen? Gotta wear sunscreen. Melanoma rates are all-time highs in 20 years. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I generally speaking have not worn sunscreen religiously. This year I've been a little bit better at it because I've had Abby's gotten this organic sunscreen now. But you're right. As I've gotten older, this kind of cavalier persona that I had on has continued to dwindle. So, but yes, I'm generally speaking, I'm mostly covered up. But I appreciate the concern. I do. The waterfall is nice. Keep it cool. I'm gonna have to listen to this after and figure out what waterfall you guys are listening to. I'm at 20 degrees Celsius and I have like a gentle breeze on me now. So, Xander says, mine has finally eliminated all these non-existent stops throughout my neighborhood that I've had for the last 2 years. Interesting. Who else has FSD? Who else has the new FSD build here? And give me your thoughts on it. I know Farzad thinks this year we have FSD live. I just think if we were going to have FSD, I think the next step, the next rational step for FSD would be for Tesla to announce a partnership with the city and say that we're going to run Tesla Robotaxi fleet with 25, 30 cars. You can download it through the app, and we're going to prove out this case study, and we're going to eat our own dog food. I just think that's what makes sense. Chris says, you need 30 minutes of sunlight a day. If it's sunny, get that vitamin D. That's a big priority for me. It's a big priority for me. States. Tony says, I got to drive over to Tesla store in DL and to download it. In my apartment complex, I can't connect my Model Y to Wi-Fi. Ooh. Well, I guess you could hotspot your phone. I've done that in the past. New problems have come up. And no cruise cars stuck at construction sites. I saw that. If you guys haven't seen that, there's a video that went viral yesterday of this cruise autonomous robotaxi essentially getting stuck in the middle of this construction site. It's actually pretty funny. Joe says, I have 11.4.2. It's fine. Still does wrong things, but it drives very smooth, turns better. I have an unprotected left where traffic is 65, 70. That's quite fast in miles. And it pulls out of the way too slow. That's sort of the thing with unprotected lefts. But here's the thing. You know, I'm thinking, like, can't Tesla just say, screw it. If we wanted to release robotaxis today, disable all unprotected lefts. Instead, take a right, then a left at the light, then a left internally, and then a right. Basically go around it. Can't Tesla just MacGyver their code in a way that today they could release robotaxis if they just turned off certain high risk turns, high risk lane merges, streets, you know? Beach says not ready for prime time, gets confused and drops you out occasionally, won't let it start. Harry says that's exactly what I would tell a new driver to do. That's fair. And people that aren't very comfortable to drive don't generally take unprotected lefts, right? Tyrone says the best turn is no turn. The best FSD is no FSD. How far do we want to take this? Chris says Ford did a commercial today about over-the-air updates. Interesting. Joe says old versions, it couldn't even make a left. Now it just needs to go faster and avoid getting rear-ended. Progress. Latest FSD update has been a huge improvement for me. DC says previous versions had trouble choosing lanes. Now it's way better at that. I'm excited to try FSDs. Elon, if you're listening, please give us rationale why FSD subscription does not exist in Canada. I bet you FSD subscription only exists in the States by everyone biting their tongue and only having it as a solution for people that want to upgrade their cars. I bet you they don't love the FSD subscription even exists this early, but... Ye says, do you think depending on who's the next president of the US, that's going to impact Tesla's stock? Interesting question. Look, I think it will affect the stock market. I mean, there's no doubt about it, depending on who the president is. If someone comes in, lowers corporate taxes, obviously that's going to increase yields. But I don't think Tesla specifically. I think a lot of the framework for EV rebates and green rebates today already sort of exist. So it's just a matter of sustaining them. Like like what else could really be done? I mean, you're getting $7,500 off all Model 3s, right? Could you up it? Maybe, but let's just say if a Republican came into office or someone a little bit less prone to increase or maintain taxes this high and came in and lowered taxes, I think that would help. Jesse, how's it going? Hey, Yashu, I have them in both my cars. While it is better than the previous version, it makes me nervous when there is traffic. I think it's better on the Model 3 and Model Y than it is on the S and X. Interesting that you have perspective on all four cars. I guess that makes sense as well. The Model 3 and the Model Y would just have a lot more data behind them, right? Model 3 and Model Y, as you talk about machine learning, I wonder if the machine learning takes into consideration the vehicle build and bases the trading based on that. Probably not, but of course the Model 3 and Y, that's why, for example, in San Fran, FSD works so much better than it would in let's say, let me pick a random city. I'm not going to pick Muskegon, Michigan today. Let's say Mobile, Alabama. In Mobile, Alabama, FSD build is not going to work as well as it will in downtown San Francisco. That's a fact, at least right now. Bishop says, what if Elon was running for president? I don't think Elon can run for president. He's not born in the US, which would disqualify him, a la Ted Cruz. So, Elon is South African Canadian American. South African Canadian American. Martin says, I don't think vehicle can swap FSD learning. Take the semi, for example. The things that have The things has to start braking long before traffic light due to weight. Yes. Now the question is that all baked into the build, right? And AI engineers could obviously answer this a lot better than some random idiot like me on YouTube, but I'd imagine that the data input that you would get, oh, this car is approaching here, this car will not brake going through the yellow light, it'll be here at this point in time, you can apply to your own car spec and your own car build quite easily. I don't think that's the limiting factor, which is why I'm so bullish on when Tesla does solve FSD and they use just vision, that they can essentially license this out to any other automaker with enough cameras around them, because all they need is to essentially calibrate the vision that any other car would have with their machine learning. Again, idiot on YouTube. There are offsets you program in for semi or wind towing. Yeah. And I think actually you can calculate that based on, I think Tesla could easily calculate that. If Tesla sees that you're accelerating at this level and you're only at the speed, while maybe you're towing this much. Like I don't think those are out of the realm of calculations for the build. At least that's my interpretation. Ryan says, why do so many Tesla investors cheer on other car companies? Not with other car companies. I do cheer on, generally speaking, EV makers, independent EV makers. I just think there would, and I say this a lot, it's cliche, I'm sorry, but as you guys know, there would be no Apple if there was no Samsung. The competition in a free market is what drives innovation. The last thing we want is for a monopoly in the EV market for a couple of reasons. One, consumers are left with less choice. But two, innovation happens when there's someone kicking your ass, someone putting your feet in the fire, saying, you suck at this, watch me do this better. Engineers like to compete. It's why the FBI and the CIA or the Army and the Marine Corps, like there's reasons why there's internal competition. That's why. And that's why I think, generally speaking, cheering on EV manufacturers makes sense if their heart's in the right place. The Juju power today is coffee, folks. Let's see here. Martin says, Ford seems to be the only show in town until Farley gets fired, like the CEO of Volkswagen did. Look, I know Ford is getting a lot of flowers, and deservedly so. Fair enough. But listen, folks, Ford is trying to pull the wool over our eyes a little bit here. There's going to come a day where the Ford internal combustion engine business, their main business, 99% of their business, is going to go bankrupt. The reason why they are pulling out financials for the EV business is they are prepping for the day that they silo out their EV business into a new name, into a new stock, and they raise capital based on that. They know their days are numbered, and it's the only strategy that they have. Albeit fine, you have to do what you got to do. This is business. You've got to be forward looking. Can't hate on someone for that. But listen, people are getting a little bit woo-wooed by all of a sudden Ford is a Tesla equivalent. Ford is going to be amazing just because they're talking good about Tesla and they're partnering with Tesla. Sure, maybe. But listen, Ford is still miles behind, and they're trying to earn some brownie points in the EV business, with EV consumers. We'll see. we will see. I'm still not sold. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to win over Tesla owners, 100%. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but let's just call a spade here. Awesome. What time is it? 54 minutes here on stream. I appreciate all 230 people joining in here on a Sunday live stream. Crunch says, like number 93, catching up from 53. Smash that like. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone coming in, tuning in on a Sunday live stream. I know Sundays are a little bit hit or miss. People are out with their families. Why do you want to be hanging out with Yashu, right, on a Sunday? But apparently 230 people disagree here. I appreciate all of the love. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the support. I know if I did this later in the day, I might get a higher viewership, but I get a lot of replays on the Sunday live stream as well. So anyways, I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the support. When do I think Twitter will be an actual alternative to YouTube? When they implement creator monetization, right? Currently, I have subscribers on Twitter, and I do upload my YouTube posts on Twitter every now and then for ad-free content. But when they enable ads on Twitter, on Twitter videos, and when they enable a Twitter video search, like they have on YouTube, nothing beats YouTube today, folks. I'm sorry to say, YouTube is the king, and I don't just say that because I'm streaming on YouTube right now. You're on YouTube as well. Nothing beats YouTube with their algorithm, with the way that they present videos to us, with their subscriptions, with their live streams, with the creatorship on here. Maybe Twitter gets there one day, but as of right now, it's not there. But I do love my Twitter. Feel free to follow me on Twitter if you want. My stomach is hurting. I'm gonna go eat something now, folks. Here it says keep streaming for the Model 3. I will. You know what I'm looking for, folks? Honestly, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm looking for a little clip, something to clip onto my computer here, or my little iPad thingy, my screen on my Model 3, and so I can drive and stream. If anyone has any recommendations, please let me know. But I want to clip it, so maybe I can start streaming on long drives I have, and we can just talk. Of course, I won't be able to read comments, that sort of stuff. But I think it'll be interesting if I can. What if I did? And for everyone watching, I appreciate you guys still tuning in. You guys are the real ones. What if I had a series where I did Tesla Drive, Tesla Talks, and it was me driving around where I needed to go, showcasing Vancouver, which, by the way, you can actually see a lot of the city through the glass roof, right? And it was just me driving around where I needed to go, and it was like little clips or little segments that I did talking about a topic as I drove somewhere. I feel like that'd be interesting, and I could kill two birds with one stone, and I could do a lot more content that way as well. Magpack has one. Okay. Oh, Joe phone mount looks great. I used to do on Zoom calls. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think we follow each other on Twitter. Directional mic. Oh, that's a good point. Magpack makes a charger mount for the top left corner that's angled for FaceTime, and it charges. Magpack. Who owns Magpack? I forget. Someone owns that. Trademark Tesla Talks. Vancouver will be the next New York. Ooh. It's already very expensive here. Okay. All right. I will search up those solutions. I appreciate that. I will look them up on Twitter. I forget. Someone messaged me months and months ago. Maybe it was last year about the phone mount and offered me one. I forget, but I'm not even sure where they offered me it now or what DM they were. Anyways, I'll try to figure it out. I'm going to try to do that. Much love. Appreciate that. Tuning in. I'm now in kind of deep thought with this Tesla Talk segment. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Have an amazing week ahead, folks. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you for all of the likes, super chats, subscriptions. Go back and watch any part of this if you want. We talked a lot about stock market, Tesla stock price performance, macro, the Fed, and some FSD and Tesla related questions moving forward. Much love. Have an awesome week. Take care. Yash signing off. Peace.